Hi, everybody. I wanted to just give you an introduction to Tuesday, January 19th uh, content so that you're all on the same page while you're looking through all of the presentations. Again, wish that we were here together to talk today, but I just want to go over the Moodle website to make sure that everybody's on the same page as to where to look for things. As you can see here, I have listed the syllabus and the PowerPoint presentation rubric and any other information. And I've also put a YouTube narration for the actual course right here, where it says "Start here first." That would be worth it for you to jump on and listen to that narration because it talks about the syllabus and kind of everything that we need to see. If you move down, there's also a discussion board like I had talked about. This is where you can post any questions that you might have regarding the course. Because chances are, if you've got the questions, another student might as well. So what you're going to do is you're just going to hear and add a new discussion, and you'll be able to ask questions. And I'll be on that all next week so that I can answer questions, and they'll be posted right there for everyone to see. As far as in January 19th section here, there's going to be, I'm going to put this down so it's sequential, but there's going to be both articles for you to read, and there's also going to be narrated PowerPoint. Now, because the files are so big, they have to go through YouTube, but they are able to be viewed by you so that you can see them. And what I will also do is I will also upload the PowerPoint lectures themselves in case you want to print out the slides so that you've got them. So just a little bit about this risk assessment is a YouTube that was by George Washington University. I received permission for you guys to see it, and it's about risk assessment. It's a little bit more of an over view of patients that you're going to be seeing in the adult population. And it talks about assessing risk and seeing exactly how you need to approach the patients in the adult population. Some of it might not pertain to classwork here at Sage, so keep that in mind. But to get just the general overview about risk assessment, I think is well worth it. The second thing here is the primary, secondary, and tertiary prevention. This is an article that came out of Canada. It does a pretty good job of talking about the types of prevention which are important for you to know, not only for your practice, but there are always questions on it on the board. So it's important for you to kind of get that in your head. This otitis media article and conjunctivitis article, the CDC adult immunizations, and the most recent U.S. Preventative Task Force guidelines are all websites that are linked here for you to look at. In particular, the CDC adult immunizations is now an app that you can get on your phone. So, and it's very useful. So if you're thinking about when you should be giving somebody a Prevnar 13 versus a Pneumovax, those are important things. And we will go over some of that when we meet in person, but it's worth it for you to actually take a look at the adult immunizations because we're going to be, when you do physicals in the office, when you are caring for the adult population, there are different approaches to these types of patients. Healthcare workers are going to need hepatitis B. People traveling to countries that don't have great sanitation should be considered for hepatitis A. You should be screening for hepatitis C. Patients over 65 get a Prevnar 13 and then a pneumococcal a year after that. So there's a lot of different immunizations that the adult population are going to require. Also included in it is the discussion about when to give a shingle shot and when that's important as well. So I'm going to have you take a look at that. We care for our patients based on the guidelines that are published from different governing bodies. So, the gold standard for how to treat COPD comes out of the American Academy for Pulmonary Physicians. The way that we treat diabetes is typically out of the American Diabetic Association. But the U.S. Preventative Task Force is generally a culmination or clearinghouse, if you will, of all of those types of guidelines and puts them into one area where you can look at them very clearly. So be familiar with that, especially in the preventative screenings for the adult patient population. Now, I believe that I have put in there the screenings that are considered Class A and Class B. Some of the Class C's and Class D's mean that there's not enough evidence that really make it a guideline. It's just more along the lines of presenting information to support or refute the reason why you might be doing a screening test on a patient. The discussion board is sitting right here. This is your first discussion board, and we've already talked about that in the prior lecture. But again, this is the first discussion board that you will have time to do up until February 2nd. And I will be looking on that, but it's pretty straightforward and pretty self-explanatory. So I will have your lectures listed up here and have you go in succession. And I hope you enjoy the week's readings and the week's lectures. And oh, one more thing. There are no specific readings that I will assign to you because the current book is very thick. So my suggestion is that if we're going to be talking about eyes, ears, nose, and throat, and we're going over certain disorders, it'd be good for you to read up on them in current. If we're looking at eye disorders, it would be good for you to review that chapter so that you're familiar with the types of disorders. If we're looking at pharyngitis and tonsillitis and mononucleosis, it'd be good for you to read those in the current. So I do not provide you with specific reading assignments, but want you to become more familiar with the types of patient presentations and the type of conditions that affect the adult population. So have at it. Again, if you have any questions, please post them up here in this questions pertaining to 621. And we'll start off with being busy. Okay, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.